Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Mia and I am going to be having some difficulty lifting all of these books. Just kidding. This is my August wrap up. It was a great month and I want to share with you the books that I read, what my thoughts on them were and what not. And I have a hair in my face. Get off. Alright, let's get started. The first book is going to be The Ghost Brigades by Scalzi. This is the second book on a series. The series, I believe, now is 5 books. There's a 6th book coming. Something like that. Anyways, it's amazing. I love it. I love this series. Let me tell you a little bit about the first book because I don't want to spoil anything on the second book in case you want to read it. So this is the first book, All Men's War, by Scalzi. And okay, basically think about this. Think about an army of old people. I'm talking about like 65 or older. Yeah, isn't that exciting? I'd be walking right in there with a walking stick like, I'm ready for war. Bring it on with a wheelchair, you know, like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be mean. It's just funny. Anyways, is an intergalactic war. Basically, we've discovered already that there are other smart, intelligent lives out there. And of course, everybody's fighting for the good planets. So, it's a war about who's gonna get which planets, who's gonna colonize where and whatnot. So it is full of adventure. It is full of action. It's such a good story. As I mentioned earlier, you can only enlist to this army if you are, I believe, is 60. I'm pretty sure 65, over the age of 65. A lot of people do want to enroll because people think that they're going to have all of their diseases, you know, taken care of and that they're gonna be rejuvenated or whatnot, you know, but you don't know until you read it. Anyways, there's so many cool factors to this story. The entire, you know, thought of it is so unique. I've never heard anything like it before and I was very excited to get started. This was recommended to me by a very good friend of mine and he loves it, so I thought, why not? And since he gave it to us as a wedding gift, part of the wedding gift, I decided to read it and I loved it. It was great. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars because it was just so exciting. There's so much in it. There's action. There's like so many cool technological aspects, you know, like where it helps you envision, you know, where technology will be in the future. And it's kind of, I would say, it's a bit realistic in the aspect that all of this technology is secret to us. Like us here on Earth, we don't know about this. Only this special army forces knows about all of this. And whatever people enlist into this army are not allowed to come back to Earth. So even after they finish their years of service, they cannot retire back to Earth. So they will have to pick another country, another planet colonized by people, by humans, to go live at. It's very interesting. Also, like the different, you know, types of aliens and what they look like and whatnot is very interesting to envision. That is awesome. I really liked it. I loved the second book probably even more than the first. However, I gave the second book 4 stars because there were a couple typos and they really bothered me. There were not many, but there were a couple, and I don't know, that was enough for me to take a point out just because, I don't know, I was like, no, you're such a good story. You're not allowed to have typos. I have anger issues at times. But, you know, I have like a hair. There, you see this? There is a hair intruding in my shirt. I had to get it out. I couldn't continue with it. Okay. Now, the second book I read is called The Rise of the Black Wolf. And this is by 2 people. This is by, if I can find the names, they're right here. This is by Derek Benz and J.S. Lewis. and it's the second book of another series. This one is the Great Griffins series, and this one is the second. There's 3 books total, and then there goes into another set of 3 books. I think they're like when the Griffins are older. So basically the Great Griffins it all starts here. It starts in the revenge of the Shadow King, and the Griffins is a set of friends. They're, I think, around the age of, these were the first books I read at the month. I think they were like ages 10 to 12, around that age frame. So it is quite young, but it was fun. I really enjoyed them. The books are basically, you know, the adventures of this group of friends. They have this special club, you know, they call themselves the Great Griffins, and they go to this antique store, antique shop, and they go there to play this card game, you know, and it's this special card games. They're supposed to be the only ones that have these cards and that play these cards, and it's awesome. And then they find a book, and it's a magic book, and things just kind of unravel from there. So there's danger and action and magic and friendship, and it's really cool, and you get to know the personality of all these kids, and I believe there's 4 total, and it's just very fun, very exciting. It's young, but I really enjoyed it. So I gave the second book, I gave a 4.5 stars because I really enjoyed the story, and the first book I gave it the same. So great books, you should definitely try them out, especially if you are like, you know, middle school, high school. Then I read The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This book, oh my god, this book was something else. This book made me cry like I haven't cried with a book in a long time. It was one of those stories that I just, oh my god, like I could connect to these characters so badly. I could definitely connect with the main character. I think it was just amazing. Like, I don't know, I thought it was wonderful. This book is based on a girl, Hazel, who is sick. She has got cancer, and she is not doing so well. Then she meets this boy, and she falls in love, and she doesn't want to be basically the cause of pain for him. She feels that she's gonna die, and she doesn't want to hurt anyone, not just him. She doesn't want to hurt her family. She feels like she's just this, you know, inevitable cause of pain in all the people that are near her. So she feels that her parents is, you know, she can't do anything about it. She doesn't want to, but she can't do anything about it because they're her parents, and they're gonna be sad regardless. But this one guy, she doesn't want to get too close and then harm him accidentally, you know, with her death. But they fall in love nonetheless, and it's this beautiful love story. He changes so much in her. And then there's a twist, and it's all I'm gonna say, and it's amazing. It's an amazing book. You have to go read it. 5 out of 5 star. Again, you know, The Fault in Our Stars. I believe it's a movie now. Yes, it's a movie. So go read the book and then go watch the movie. And yeah, 2 thumbs up for that one. Amazing. So the next book, I read this book in Spanish, so this title here is in Spanish. I know they have it in English as well. And I think the title in English is The Hen That Dreamed with Flying. I think so. The Hen That Dreamed with Flying. This is by Sung Mi Hwang, and I'm probably getting the last name wrong. I am very, very sorry for that. I have like something in my throat that is just like I'm choking. So I'm choking. I'm sorry. Okay. This book was also amazing. Amazing. I give this book 5 out of 5 stars. This book is about this hen who can only have edible eggs. Like, she cannot have little chicks. She cannot have a baby. And that's something that she wants more than anything in the world. Like, she wants this so bad. She wants to be a mother. She looks at the other hens that can't have little chicks with envy. Like she wants that. So basically there is a friendship that's developed between her and a duck, and I don't really want to tell you any spoilers, and I don't really know what will be a spoiler with this book, but basically it's about love and, you know, the extent that a parent or a mother would go through for her child, what they will risk to keep their child safe, and how selfless of an emotion it is. It's a beautiful, beautiful story. I learned a lot from this story. I will definitely read it again. I thought it was beautifully written. I just enjoyed everything about this story. Everything about this story I enjoyed so much. You should go read it. I'll put the actual name on the description box in English. I'm pretty sure it's the hand that dreamed with flying, but I'll link it down below, or I'll put the actual name. The next book is very special to me. I have an actual small story for this book, but this book is Solipsist, and this is by Henry Rollins, and it's amazing. Amazing. Well, it's amazing if you hate people, and if you just don't like to be around people, but then your feelings kind of make you feel bad about yourself not liking people, so you want to help them, you want to do good things for them, but you still don't like them. Yeah, then you'll love it. If you're this like super positive person that just is so bubbly all the time and so happy, oh I'm so happy, life is perfect, the birds are singing, the song is out, you probably will hate it. But I loved it, because it's one of those books, it's like either you hate it or you love it, like you don't know until you read it. But I love this book. Short story, I was introduced to this book by one of my closest friend, one of my dear best friends, and she loves it. This is her favorite book. So she's like, I love this book, I don't know if you will like it, I hope you will like it. So I don't know, I really love it. It's an interesting story. So I thought, you know what, it's her favorite book, I really want to read it. I want to, you know when you share books with a friend, it just brings you that much closer. So I decided to buy it. I went to Amazon, I looked for a beautiful hard copy, I bought it, I waited patiently, checking the mail, not so patiently, checking the mail every single day, like, where my book at? And then I got it. And I was so excited, and like, I'll never forget when I opened the box, and I got the book out, and I looked through the pages, and I was confused, and I was sad, and it was all German. I don't speak German. I don't. I know I don't speak German. I bought a German book. So a little advice. Because, you know, when you go and buy books online, please read the description box. And please make sure the language that the book comes in for that specific copy that you're buying is a language you speak or read and understand. Just throwing it out there. So anyway, learn from my mistakes. I do this for you. It was intentional, yeah, don't judge. Anyway, I decided to give it to her because, you know, hey, it's her favorite book. Why wouldn't she want it in German? She doesn't speak German. I give it to her anyway. So I guess she felt sorry, and she thought it was funny, the whole thing, and bought me one in English that I can understand and read. And I loved it. Amazing story. It is a psychological story. It's very deep, in my opinion. It's very bold. It's very straightforward. Basically, a little bit aggressive. There's a lot of foul language in it, so if you're sensitive to foul language, you may not like this book. I don't mind it. So, sorry, I think that's my cat. One of my two cats. I have two cats and a dog. Fun fact. They make a lot of noise when you try to record, and they break your furniture. They're little angels, and I love them. But this book is psychological craziness. I love it. Is this one character, you follow him, this is basically his diary. So everything is written in a format like a diary. You know, like thoughts he has that he will probably never tell anybody. And a lot of them are very dark. But I could relate to it perfectly. Like I said, it's not for everybody, but a lot of people will love this book. I know you think crazy. I know you are out there. Just can't say it out loud. He could though. So anyways, in the beginning of the book, he says that this is, you know, all, you know, fiction, that it is not, you know, about anybody in specific, but if you know anything about the author, some of the things do seem to be kind of familiar and have to do something with his personal life. It's great. It's amazing. It's such a deep character. It's very, very interesting how he thinks. Is, you know, like, I hate people. I hate being around people. Like, some of the thoughts are kind of maybe disturbing for some people, but at the same time, like, then he feels guilty about all of this. Like, he wants to help them. He wants to be a good person. He feels that he's not a good person because of some of the way, you know, some of the feelings that he has and the way that he thinks sometimes. So he's disturbed by all of this. It's just amazing. You have to read it. 5 out of 5 stars. My friend and I love this book. And the writer too, you know. Read it. Go read it. Next book. Amazing book. A Monster Calls. This book also deals with, you know, coping with something that's happening in your life. And basically is this young boy who's coping with, you know, he's coping with some issues, and there's a monster from his nightmares who is reality, and he helps him cope with what's happening to him. He helps him better understand by telling him a series of stories and then asking the boy to tell him a story, you know. And the boy has been having this crazy nightmare, which he ends up telling the monster, and that's how he comes to the realization that he's moving on. Like, I don't know how to explain it very well because I don't want to give anything out. It's an amazing book. It made me cry. It was so emotional. It was beautifully written. I love this book, and 5 out of 5 stars. Amazing. And this book is by Patrick Ness. Read it. Amazing. Perfect. Loved it. Another very good story I had. I mean, I had so many good stories. It's ridiculous. I had a good month. Another great story I had was The Painted Bridge. I did not expect this to be a good story about this in book outlets, I think. It was on sale. It was part of the classical collection, and they were selling a bunch of classical books really inexpensively, so I bought it because it sounded interesting, sounded to be another psychological kind of book, and it was great. It's about this woman, Annabelle, and is based in London in the 1800s, I think 1859, and she marries this priest, and her marriage was not working very well. Anyhow, due to her husband ended up getting her into a mental asylum, like crazy house. She does not believe she belongs in there. She thinks she was tricked. She's upset about the whole thing, but throughout most of the story, you are not so sure whether she belongs there or not, because she has these visions that keep happening. So you question throughout the story, you know, is she sick? Like, does she need psychological assistance, or is she just, you know, trapped in this place where she does not belong? I found the actual matter of it kind of scary. You know how in, like, you know, 1800s, you know, really you had no voice. Your husband says you're crazy and you're crazy, you know. It's just, I thought that was kind of scary, but it was a good book. I enjoyed it. Again, The Painted Bridge, not the house. The Painted Bridge, and it was by Wendy Wallace. Good book. I really liked it. You should read it. The next things I read are comic books, graphic novels, what you want to call it. There's one more. I just don't have it right here with me. I don't remember who the writer was. I'll include it next month. How about that? Deal. This one is Wytches with a Y. Very unique, very different. My cat is going crazy. I'm so sorry if you can hear all her craziness and toys and noise. This was okay. I thought it was gonna be better than it was, mostly because of the story. I thought most of the things in the story could have been prevented, so it made no sense when they told you at the end, you know, why certain things are happening. Because throughout the story it was kind of interesting. I mean, it was mostly interesting, and I kept wondering, like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? And then I got to the end, I was like, really? That is dumb. That makes no sense. So I was not very impressed with this book. I give it 3 out of 5 stars. This is by Snyder. Well, the storyline is by Snyder and the art is by Jock. The art was very, very good. Now the colorist, Hollingsworth, the colorist, in some areas added what I think a little bit too much of this like technique that splashes paint on top of the art, and I thought at some points it was too much, but that was not even as distracting as I got disappointed with the actual storyline. It is about witches, and it's supposed to be a very unique view of witches, and in a way it was a little bit, but not really, and it kept referring to very, you know, traditional witch beliefs, and I can't of course think of any at this very moment. But it was not that exciting. Basically, I'll read to you what it says in the back, because I don't know what will be a spoiler. In case you're really excited about this, I want to read it. My throat keeps bothering. I'm blah, 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 blah. My throat keeps bothering me. Perfect. Okay, it says, when the Rooks family moves to the remote town of Litchfield, New Hampshire, to escape a haunting trauma, they're hopeful about starting over. But something evil is waiting for them in the woods just beyond town, watching for the trees, ancient and hungry. Ah! So scary. I don't know. It was not that scary. I'll give you a peekaboo of what the art looks like, because the art is kind of cool. Da-da-da-da! The art is kind of cool. I guess the most different thing here about witches is that they don't necessarily look like just women. They don't look almost like alien and demon decided to be called witches. I don't know. It was okay. It was just, I enjoyed the read of it. It was just not a great story, and the ending was disappointing to me. Very disappointing. So I give it a 3 out of 5 stars. The next one, though, whoa, this blew me away. This was like, oh, I saw angels flying. It was just so amazing. Amazing. I got something in my eye. Sorry. Much better. Kind of, maybe. Okay, better. Saga. Saga. Where have you been my whole life? Saga. This is, wow. Is by Brian, I won't be getting his name right, so I'll just, there you go. Read to your heart contents. Okay. Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. Something like that. Amazing. Whoa. Oh my god. You guys. Amazing. I picked the first one. I was like, let me try it because it looks interesting. Ended up reading all 4 that are out and pre-ordering the 5th one. Yes. Fantastic. Okay. Let's see. The best way I can put this. She is from a planet. He is from the moon of this planet. There's been a war going on between the planet and his moon for as long as they can remember. I mean, possibly before they were even born. I mean, forever. But of course, since a moon cannot be without a planet, and a planet cannot be without a moon, the war has extended throughout galaxies. And there's war everywhere, of course, except in those 2 places. At least not much. I mean, they're not gonna destroy each. No, because then they will both die. But she is a soldier of the planet. He is a soldier of the moon. They meet. love. They fall in love. They take off. They have a baby. What? No one has ever heard about this before. It is unheard of. What? Romeo and Juliet. But in the planet. Some with wings, some with horns. What else do you want? Go read this. It's amazing. The story is basically their life as a family trying to survive in this war and trying to escape the people that is hunting them. And the story is narrated by the baby. How cool is that? The baby is telling the story. It's awesome. You should watch it. It's beautiful. It's about family and, you know, overcoming difficulties and everything, you know, like it's awesome. It stands for so much. The art is fantastic. Now, it is a mature graphic novel, very mature. I'm trying to not shock anybody, especially no kids. No kids will be shocked on this video. Right, that is kind of what the art looks like. That's not a good example. Let me find something better. Okay. That's kind of what the art looks like. It's very colorful. It's beautiful. I love the art. I love the storyline. It is perfect. 5 out of 5 stars for the volume 1. 5 out of 5 stars for the volume 2. 5 out of 5 stars for the volume 3. 5 out of 5 stars for the volume 4. Yes. Perfection. Go read it. So you guys, I am sorry I've had so many technical difficulties on this video. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm gonna stop now. I'm sorry, I just sometimes talk a lot. I hope you could envision all these beautiful stories and hopefully it inspired you to go and grab some of them. If you do, let me know what you thought about them on the comment section below. If you like this video, regardless of all the stuff and craziness that happening here, give it a thumbs up, please. I will appreciate that. And if you want to see more videos, then let me know by subscribing. And see you next time. Peace.